Yeah, Vito done got extra big, boy, from what he was in high school. He went through a growth spurt, picked up some height and some muscle too. So that's pretty much a transition he couldn't stop. He couldn't do anything about. You know what I'm saying? He's done put on muscle. I think I'm guessing him and his pops have dialed it in because he took that loss, but he seemed to be on track. They're moving him a little bit slower now. Shout out to Team Vito Milnicki. Own weight, fight official. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to everyone that's in the building. I don't know how many people is live right now. It's all good. Chase Money on deck, Big Bunts and Boxing on deck. So far, we haven't really seen any excitement with these fighters really getting into it. Having a real face off. I don't know if they was giving the orders. You can tell Vito them put on some muscle. Um, I don't know how that feels to him in the ring. You know what I'm saying? Um, Vice when he was in high school to now. I don't know. He's just a super welterweight. So, it's not like he is something he shouldn't do. Yeah, he moved up to a heavy division. You don't bring power by putting on muscle. You know what I'm saying? You either have power or you don't. Now you can do strength and conditioning, better cardio, better, you know, just overall condition in general. But if he feels comfortable with that muscle on him, cool. But I remember when he was in high school, he was much thinner than that. And then I saw him in Texas. He had bulked up. I said, damn, dude, you done got big, It ain't no way you're still at the same freaking division. See who up next. Hey, can y'all hear the audio from the way in? Let me know if you can hear the audio from the way in. Boo Boo is on deck. Nicholson is on deck. You know what I'm saying? So Demond Nicholson, 167 and 1/4 pounds. Um, he's the first to go the distance with Edgar Berlanga. You know what I'm saying? So Boo Boo Andre, he's on deck. I can't say Boo Boo look any different than he always look in shape. 167. Andre looks okay. Doesn't look dried out or anything. I don't know. He always had the same expression, same energy. It's hard to read this guy. He's in there with a tough one, man. Looking at this fight, I don't know what to expect from Andre, but I know Nicholson has proven that he's a tough fighter. He got dropped several times in there with Edgar Berlanga, and he made it to the distance. He's standing up there waiting on Boo Boo, who's putting on his freaking slippers and Versace socks and taking his time, with his multicolor sweatpants, putting on his shoes. Dude, hurry up. You moving like an old man, Andre. He's talking trash to Nicholson. Nicholson's not replying. WJ Luckett on deck. Say salute WCS. Tank gotta knock the shit out of Garcia for that bunch of delinquents remarks. I'll talk about that a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like, dang, Andrade bump. Nicholson gave him the shoulder bump. That's the first contact we've seen from a fighters who's weighed in, televised, you know, not something that's the animus contentious type of freaking contact in the weigh in like we want to see. We want to see the friction. We want to see the conflict. You know what I'm saying? We want to see it like it used to be when it was Hakeem Rothman and Lennox Lewis, Mike Tyson weigh-ins. You know what I'm saying? Tony Harris and Jermell Charlo, Floyd Mayweather, Victor Ortiz. Speedy Rashidi on deck. A lot of fight fans want to see him. Stickin' Boys, Fishing and Sports on deck. What it do? Friday. We in the building. We in the building. Appreciate everyone who's tuned in for the live stream. If y'all can't hear the weigh-in announcements, that's good. I don't want them to take my shit down. Speedy Rashidi's on deck. He looking solid shape. You know what I'm saying? This guy is one of those names that people are looking to see him at climb that ladder too. 146, 1/4 pound. He's on weight. So it's a lot of hype behind Rashidi. He had that hiatus where people didn't know what was going on with him. He was like secluded, like or absent when it came to his name being in the conversation for boxing topics. Like they was like, where he at? And then rumor mill was out there that he was turning down fights. He didn't want this fight, that fight. You know what I'm saying? You know how it goes. People act like it's their money. I don't know why these cats taking so long to get dressed, bro. You young. Dang, just slide on your trousers and shit, socks and shoes. The hard part, you weighed in, you made weight. Rashida's opponent ain't smiling, bro. He ready to rock and roll. Dude inked up. He ain't trying to smile with you, brother. He trying to get it in. Ramon Villa. Dude look focused, ready. Rashidi look playful, in shape. I knew his name was Karen. It wasn't Karen. Karen sounds easy though, just like Isaac and Isaac. Karen 146, 1/4 pounds. 146, 1/4 pounds. Karen makes weight. And it's on the scales. And it doesn't look dried out or anything, man. He weighed in at 145, man. He doesn't look drawn in or anything. So they must have his nutrition dialed in to a T for real. Like, dude weighed in at 145, man. He's a big welterweight. So they want to play it super safe. Damn, came in at 145. That's impressive. I'm not gonna lie, as big as Ennis is, he came in 145 and he doesn't look sunken in. I can't imagine what he's gonna rehydrate up to, dog. That's pretty dangerous. If he can keep that up, man, it's gonna be crucial. It's gonna be crucial welterweight, shouty. This dude, as big as he is, in between fights, man, he weighed in 145. Koran looks focused too. Staring him in his eye. I don't know what that means exactly. I don't know if he's gonna try to pull up the upset or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But Ennis looks, good. He don't look sucked in. He don't look super dry. The fighters don't want to break the stare. That's what I'm talking about. Get that energy. Get that energy. Yeah. 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 That's what we talking about right there. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Co-main event. Set the tone, fellas. Set the tone. Yeah. Still ain't broke they damn stare down yet. That's what we own. That's what we own right now. That's what we own in DC. You know what I'm saying? That's what we own right there. Yeah. They got to pull them apart, y'all. They got to pull them apart because the main event got to come on. They shook hands in the end. I like that stare down. Both fighters unwilling to break code. You know what I'm saying? Now we got the main event. This is what we've been waiting on. Yeah, Fistiana. I agree. For him to be as big as he is, coming in 145, he definitely lost some muscle cutting down. But you also have to look at his cheekbones and everything. He doesn't look dried out. He looks healthy, to be honest. Like his eyes aren't red. You remember when Kell Brook weighed in with Terrence Crawford? You know, his eyes looked a little red. He was dry. Kell Brook was dry. But Jerron, man, his eyes were still white. Didn't look like they was bloodshot. Didn't look like he was damn, looking for his mouth was super dry, searching for saliva and all that shit. He looked healthy, man. So his nutrition must be on point. Real talk, his nutrition must be on point, bro. For a person like myself who dealt with that, that's impressive, man. Because I went from 240 to 180, 186 when I was competing. That's impressive, man. For him to still look healthy, look happy, and ready to go. So main event on deck. Hector Garcia is gonna go first. Javante taking his time, taking his clothes off. He said, "God damn it, I'm the main event. I'm who everybody came to see. Y'all ain't rushing me." Garcia first to the scales. He has height You know what I'm saying? He's not a small dude. But that big ass goddamn onion head he got, 134, 134 even. 134 even. He was looking great shape. Got a smile on his face. Doesn't look depleted and dried out. 134 even. What we talking about? What we talking about? These fighters are ready, man. These fighters are ready. These fighters are ready, man. I'm glad they dialed in the nutrition. And Javante and Garcia both came in 134 even. Yes, sir. Great work, fellas. Great work. Now, let's see who gonna do what to who. If anything gonna happen, did they get counseled in between the presser face off to now? I see his name. I see him already. I forgot his name. He right there standing. Don't get too excited, brother. Let them face off. Let them draw in the pay-per-view. Let them draw in the ones that's undecided already. We need that energy. Y'all be getting too close when the brothers on deck and you know they're gonna do something. Y'all just be getting over anxious. Let these brothers face off. God damn, they like 4 foot apart. They must have talked to him, dog. They about 4 feet apart. Oh my God, man. Oh my God. Well, they're gonna be close enough in the ring, man. I guess they didn't want them to even come close, bro. God damn it. They gave him the orders, y'all. They gave him the orders. I don't know why Hector Garcia would be, like seem like he has dry mouth and he's moving up in weight. You know what I'm saying? I didn't see Tank do anything like that. But it's small. They got plenty of time to rehydrate and everything. It is what it is, man. They gave him the orders and say, "Hey, man, we want better behavior." Doing the face off at the weigh in. You don't want to mess up your money. It should have been acrimony. They should have let it be acrimony, bro. They let Caleb Plant and Canelo Alvarez slap each other. You know what I'm saying? They let them slap each other at the press conference. Oh boy, he doesn't look drained at all. No, he looked great, man. I didn't see too much of them trying to, with the dry mouth, trying to source, saliva and all that from acute dry mouth from cutting weight. I don't know why freaking Garcia did it. I mean, you're coming up in weight, buddy. They have Stephen Jackson on here, which is better than Paul Pierce. As long as you keep Paul Pierce off the mic, cool. I'll take Jackson. You know what I'm saying? Jackson is blending in very well with the boxing commentary. The only person they mention is myself. They missing me up there, but you know, I don't have a big enough name, and nor do I have enough listeners and followers in my chat. I do not. I meet the age requirements, but I do not have the audience, as they say. I've not put in the work, the required work, the resume. So this is, I think this is Brian. Brian has gotten better with covering boxing. He's gotten better because they signed with Showtime. Luke has gotten much better. Luke is an MMA guy. So I feel that they've improved their knowledge of boxing because both of them was talking MMA when they first initially started off, and then they got the big deal, man. They got signed on, so they had to up their knowledge and research and study on boxing. You know, but I'm gonna tell you one thing how that works. They have producer notes. They have producer notes, man, and they have to go over those. So when they get on camera, they able to speak a short window as if they know what the hell they're talking about, and then keep it moving. They got Boot Sanders up here now. I tell people all the time, man, you got to have some diversity to your vocab. You know what I'm saying? You got to listen to guys like this, the way they speak, certain things they say, and all this shit, how they word it together. Jerron Ennis with the ice, the drip. He said he came here and it said 145, but we all know they test their weight. We all know those of us go to the fights. They test their weight. They don't come in here just blindly without doing a test weight on these scales. The scales in the hotel is usually different from the scales, you know, at the actual weigh-in. So what you wake up with, you just didn't chance it and come over here and say, oh, okay, here we go. Yeah, Davis 134, Garcia 134 even. They both are official. We have a lightweight main event. They have made the limit. We have a fight, y'all. We have a super heavy fight card. I must inform you all that you remember when I was talking about the Peterson brothers, and I was saying how Lamont Peterson haven't fought since 2019. Well, his brother Anthony, his fight got canceled. I know that sucks for him. I know that sucks for him. I haven't received any news as to why the fight was canceled, but man, both of them brothers had the opportunity, to fight on the same card, man. Let me see if Luke is gonna say some bullshit with Crawford. So they always like icing shit up when the fighter's not in the building. And it say whether it's Errol Spence or Bud. It's amazing a professional basketball player gets signed on to a boxing network, right? And he's able to go behind the scenes where you have people out here low crawling in boxing media, learning about the sport, embedded in the sport. They know a lot more, but they're not as popular. And I'm not mad at it. I'm just saying, like, it's all about the face. It's all about who knows you. That's what it's about. It's all about who knows you. Nobody know you. They ain't gonna put you on camera, but they know Jackson. They know him. So he pretty much, did what he had to do. He has to do his research and due diligence in the sport of boxing also to report on it. And they put him in a fight camp. He was over there in Philly. He was able to go behind the scenes. I just think it'll be good if more content creators can have a professional label and access to be allowed to be a part of these networks and go to fight camp and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Even though the networks don't have anything to do with it, sometimes the gym will say, "Okay, yeah, you can hang out," but it's all about what you know, who you're attached to, who you reported on, and all this other shit. So Steven Jackson's walking him out. I would have think, I would have thought that he would have asked me. I was waiting on his text for him to for Jerron Ennis to ask me to walk him out, but I can understand why he passed on that. You know what I'm saying? He don't know who the fuck I am. You know what I'm saying? D Young on deck. What it do? Boots came in ready, 145. He ain't playing. Yeah, he said he woke up at 146.8, but man, they did a test weight. I like Jackson though, bro. He's way better than Paul Pierce. Way better than Paul Pierce. Way better. I'm glad to see a brother in front of the camera lens speaking about boxing. You know what I'm saying? That's from a neighboring sport. I like that, man. I like that. I ain't mad at all. I ain't mad at all. I ain't mad at all. He's very professional. Obviously, he's doing his homework on these fighters. Yeah, man. Salute to you. D Young on deck. That Ukrainian wasn't phased. Put a fight with Boots. Yeah, he wasn't phased, was he? You know what I'm saying? He wasn't phased. Young, I hope so. I just don't like all these lopsided odds. Oh, they're extremely, heavy on one side of the seesaw for real. And, it's gonna be like that, Fistiana, because you got the A side and the Bravo. The Bravo is always gonna be considered the bad side, man. You know what I'm saying? It's always gonna be like that. The A side is the A side. So in order for them to attract attention, the A side has to be something that people tell me like, oh, okay, so and so in this fight. They definitely look to the left before they look to the right. I'm telling you, man, they always looking to the left before they look for. Oh, so and so on that fight. All right, hitting this on that. Oh shit, Hackett. Damn, Melnicki, Ellis. Okay, Andrade. Got you. Okay, there's ask Ennis who he want. He said he wants Spence next. Let me see if that's not good enough for him. Let me see if they. He said if they can't get Arrow, he want Bud. He can't get Bud. He want the winner of Virgil Ortiz and Stantionis. I mean, I ain't mad at you, bro. I'm not like the Spencer Holics. I ain't mad at you. I bet they don't get mad at freaking Boots. They ain't gonna feel some type of way about Boots calling out Spence. I haven't heard none of that. They just want to be on the bandwagon when Boots get that championship so they can ride it out since he's young. They want to go another 10 years and ride Boots' coattail. But see, it's going to be quite different if Boots never establish a rivalry with anybody. You know what I'm saying? They've been able to make incredible amount of traction with the Crawford Errol Spence rivalry, so to speak, without them even stepping in the ring. It's just been like a full blown soap opera, and they haven't been able to. Nothing that YTC has did has gotten this fight anywhere closer to being made. You feel me? But Boots has to establish a rivalry with somebody. Deontay Wilder established a rivalry with Tyson Fury. We didn't know it was going to be that way, but it ended up being that way. Gennady Golovkin, Canelo Alvarez. That was a semi rivalry. You know what I'm saying? Even though it took damn near 8 fights or whatever number was for Canelo to come back and fight Gennady in a trilogy, and then look, Tyson Fury fights Derek Chisora a third time after he beat him twice already. I mean, you're talking about freaking care packages. God damn. Totally exclude that trilogy out of the picture. But Tyson Fury gave that man a paycheck and gave him a third fight. Hey, Stack can throw hands now. Hey, that's a memorable moment. That's a legendary moment. Him when him and Artest went up there in the stands. Shit. Anthony Peter has been on the short end of things his whole career. The guy's 39-1, never fought a main event. I know, bro. I know, man. You're absolutely right. Check the box on him. You're right, man. 39-1. This dude. I mean, they pushing him heavy. He with Rick Ross. They pushing him heavy. Oh man, I know they disappointed. I know they fucking disappointed, dog. Like you can't get paid unless you fight, bro. I'm in the process of trying to find out why he ain't fighting. I'm trying to make some phone calls as we speak as to find out why he didn't. I'm just not sure if I'm gonna buy 80 bucks. D Young, come on, bro. Come on, man. Y'all got to support the fighter. Hector Garcia is on deck right now. You know, it's hilarious, right? And y'all might call me petty, but when Hector has a translator there, I don't know why as Americans that's talking English to him, they start to speak slow and you know as they're speaking broken English to him. No, he has a translator. You continue to talk the way you do to your American audience, and his translator will translate for you. He has a dragoman there. So therefore his interpreter is the person that would translate. We don't need to talk slow. We don't need to talk slow, man. Come on. That's why it's translated. Pop on deck, man. What it do, Pop? Salute to OGWCS in the chat. Salute to you, brother. I'm a little torn on this one because of the odds. I at least want to see 50% of the card be competitive. So you got to stick to what you said at first, that Fistiana. If you believe in the odds, right, and they just, it's too much of a lopsided gap in between that. Well, you have to think about what they're trying to do with the card itself. You have to load one side of the card to draw in the attraction, right? But if you're betting on the fight and everything, you just got to go off what you know already on the previous. You know what I'm saying? You got to know if the A side is extremely gapped when it comes to the opponent. If it's going to be just a lot of lopsided fights, yeah, you got to stick with that. Stick with your gut feeling. It's going to be a lot of lopsided fights. except Rashidi Ellis fight supposed to be. I'll give you Rashidi Ellis fight should be competitive. I'm not sure about the Vito Melnicki. Um, and of course, the Demetrius Andre fight. It's on paper. It shouldn't be lopsided because of what we've seen from him already. And you got to go with your gut feeling about Jaron Ennis that he's going to go in here and get this guy. I don't know if it's going to be 6 rounds or less like Lipinets. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not putting this dude in the category of Thomas Delorme and Custio Clayton. I think this dude. It's hard to say, bro. I can't sit up here and say that he's not going to give us freaking a Ivan Red catch type of replay when he goes in here and only does a Custio Clayton replay. It seems like these guys come in here with the check and they don't do too much. Only because it's a title eliminator and they know damn well he can't beat Ennis. So he's not going to give his 100%, you know? But the main event is the main event. So I say out of all this 13 or 12 fights that we have remaining, I think, Demetrius Andrade, Rashidi Ellis, I can't. I'm not going against Tank. I think he gonna put on a great show. I'll say Jaron Ennis, man. I don't have Hector Garcia. He can say he's gonna win all he want. This dude head is big enough for Tank to hit that motherfucker from the stool, y'all. That's how big Hector Garcia head is. Javante with his arm reach, he can be on the stool and still punch Garcia in the head. You know what I'm saying? You see what his beard's like. He says, I'm feeling boo-boo energy for this fight. Okay. Shout out to Shaw News, the Sauce Experience, AK Showtime Shaw on deck. What's good, man? This was a late weigh-in. Started 4 p.m. That's not good for rehydration process. No doubt. But come on, Showtime. You know how PBC do it. They don't care about doing it at 1 o'clock, man. Like, look, it all depends on who was still cutting weight, bro. Maybe somebody was still cutting weight. Maybe they was the televised fights. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? We already had Anthony Peterson drop out. You know what I'm saying? I wanted the coach. I wanted the coach find out what was the reason already. We got a fight card going on down here in the A. We got a fight card going on down here in the A, shouty. Y'all hit that like button for WCS, you know what I'm saying? Do it for the old, you know what I'm saying? Hit the like button for the older generation. Oh, and can y'all do me a favor? Can y'all goddamn send me a care package of Geritol and some vitamin C and a 1-a-day multi-men value pack? They should have fought on this fight card, but Ellis turned down the fight. Hmm. Okay. Hmm. That's what they talking about then. That's what they talking about. I see what you're saying, WCS. I purchased probably 90% of the pay-per-views, and I have subscriptions to just about all of the streaming sites. But that $39.99 BLK Sport be a little uh I'll support though. So the BLK fight spoil you, for the $39.99. So you was cool with that. You was cool with the $39.99 because I guess there was enough fights on there for you to be satisfied. You know what I'm saying? Your appetite was satisfied with the fights and names that was on there. I think on the other side of that, I know you're talking about the 39.99 because the fight card wasn't that heavy. Real talk, it wasn't that heavy, but the 39.99 it was on point. But there's no way we're talking about Tank Davis, potential future pound for pound, 3-weight division. It would be the talk of the town if PBC came in here and made his pay-per-view main event headline at 39.99. I mean, look at how much the tickets are for the seats. I was talking to people yesterday and they're up there saying the seats aren't that cheap over in DC. These seats are not that cheap, Shawty, for real. Showtime says Samson is confident that his fight is going to upset Ellis. It's interesting though. He should have confidence. What Tank at? What Tank at, man? Tank ain't pulling up. BOK real ones, they only charge an eighth of fire for a fight card. Salute to them. I mean, that was their first fight card. So without the awareness of the boxing audience, they couldn't come in super heavy with the price point, bro. They had to come in reasonable enough for people to be able to afford it with the strength of not knowing who they are. It was a lot of controversy to draw people to BLK. Being that okay for one Crawford, but primarily that they haven't put on a fight, and people was up here trying their best to defame the organization that they didn't have the money to pay the fighters. They didn't know what they was doing, and then come to find out it was other big names that was integrated and being a part of the damn team, and they end up being a success. People talk about the production quality. Still, they did what they need to do. They got it in. The fight went off. Fighters was paid. The fighters vouched for that. They got everything they supposed to get. That's it, bro. It's called this word of $80 they asking for. Yeah, for sure, man. Come on, man. You have a future world champion, Jaron Ennis on the co-main, and then you have a future opponent for Jaron Ennis to fight for the championship. I'm talking about outside of the interim title. You have a future opponent possible the way he looks. Rashidi Ellis might be a future opponent because they got like a little rivalry. And don't raise a eyebrow, right? Because you're probably gonna say to yourself, but that's two black fighters. How are they gonna step in the ring and we can't even get Errol Spence and Bud Crawford? But how we gonna get Jaron Ennis and Rashidi Ellis to step in the ring at the same division that we can't get the other two black fighters, Bud Crawford and Errol Spence, to step in the ring? I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Vito Melnick, he's still on the rise. They building, pacing him. Um, Jaleel Hackett, he's not in the shadows anymore, but definitely he's under the radar. He's not on the radar yet. He's under the radar. And then of course Demetrius Andrade, he goes in here and looks good, solid against Demond Nicholson. We definitely want to see if a Charlo is in the picture, bro, because they need to settle this shit. For real, for real. They need to see. They need to see, can they make that fight? If Demetrius Andrade looks sharp, he needs to go in there and fight somebody. They need to match him up with a Charlo. It's too much history there. He need to get matched up. I hope he's everything that they've been saying he is. You know what I'm saying? I really hope he is. It's been so much talk, so much talk. I hope he's everything. I hope he's the goods. I hope he's everything they say he is. So they have Hector Garcia coach on that. I would say this, Cristiano. At least you are basically paying for the subscriptions to look at the fights. You know what I'm saying? I have majority of the subscriptions myself. I don't crack any fights. If I want to pay for it, I'll pay for it. But yeah, it's good to be able to support the fighters by the subscriptions. Not all pay per view, but appreciate that showtime. So the fight's gonna be 7.9 pay per view for Javante Davis versus Hector Luis Garcia tomorrow night. It's gonna be 74.99. So to be petty, if you're really in the game, you get to save a nickel. You know what I'm saying? You get to save $5, so to speak. It won't be a lot of parties tomorrow. Many people won't spend 75 to 75. I hope they spend what they spend because at the end of the day, they always love talking about the numbers when it comes to Crawford. One thing I can say about Tank though, they love blowing his numbers up to the max. Well, that was Leonard Ellaby. Take that back. Hold on for a second. So here your PC. See what he's talking about. Sean needs a salt to spend AK. I would spend it, but there's a 75% chance that I'm going to be disappointed. Dang. Vistiana dropping the analytics on what her projections are. You know what I'm saying? It's imperative. I feel you, man. Hey, that's what it is. This can be expensive too. But the thing about boxing, they don't usually have a lot of fight cards that you have to pick and choose from that's going down on the same week. Like, let's just say BOK was a bit larger, you know what I'm saying, organization. That would have been a little different on December 10th. You had Top Rank going on where two fights dropped out. You know what I'm saying? So that kind of downsized the interest a little bit, for real. Even with the ticket sales, I guess. And then let's just say it was PBC on the other side. Yeah, you have to pick and choose. What if it was this card on the other side with Tank Davis going up against Teofimo Lopez and Sandor Martin? Then it will be a different type story on which one you want to see. You know what I'm saying? Which fight card you want to see? You want to see PBC? You want to see Top Rank? But luckily for boxing, they don't really juggle that idea to line up huge pay-per-view events on the same fight date. They usually don't do that all the time consistently and force us to be able to say, okay, you either gonna pick either or you're gonna pick both. Hey, his coach is pretty confident in Hector Garcia. They're pretty confident. I like that. I like that. He got too that team. I like the black with the white letters on the front. It's pretty cool. But even though that's a sponsor, they got mad confidence. Fights on the undercard is loaded. You should be all right. Yeah, right now we only had one fight from Anthony Peterson, from my understanding, that dropped out. I'm in the process of trying to find out from someone at PBC as to why that fight fell out. This year, I'm not the promoter. I'm just a media marketing agent. Yeah, he's just a media marketing agent, man. Andrew Charles on deck. What it do, Andrew? What it do there, Andrew? I can be a little hard headed. Hey, to be a boxing aficionado, you have to have a stern sense of exterior and interior. You have to. You know what I'm saying? You have to be finicky on this boxing shit. You just can't be so open ended and take all that blunt force trauma being a boxing fanatic gives you. Man, this is a dysfunctional relationship. Real talk. You got to do self therapy dealing with this shit on the YTC. You can't be weak minded. You know, shit, you'll find yourself on Wall Street talking about they trying to get me. Oh, the YTC. They trying to get me. What group particularly? I don't know. It's no, shit. You got to pay attention. Very vigilant, man. I want this tank coming up here, bro. Okay, we had Garcia. We had the main event. We had Santos. Now it's time for Calvin Ford and Tank to come up here. Let me see what Jackson has to say about Tank picking a fight this tough before he go in there with Garcia, Ryan Garcia rather. I don't know about that. You kind of lost on that, Jackson. Zach. He said Jackson said that the reason why they asked him about Devontae taking this fight with Garcia, right? He said it shows that he's willing, he's willing to take a tough fight to show Ryan Garcia that yeah, you're going to be a tough fight for me, so I have to fight somebody like Hector Garcia. Um, no, you failed on that. I have to say you failed on that analogy. The only reason I say you failed on that analogy because both of these fighters have different fighting styles. Yeah, they have similarities. They have the same freaking last name. That's about it. That has nothing to do with the physical components and mechanics, right? But you said that he's trying to show Ryan Garcia that he's taking him serious and he knows Ryan Garcia is going to be a tough fight. Hell no. He's not doing that. He's taking a fight that's tough enough for people to be drawn in to buy the pay-per-view. He's taking the fight because the dude has a little bit of momentum and a name coming off the Colbert upset. Real talk. Like, how can Hector Garcia be a measuring stick for Ryan Garcia They don't fight the same. You know what I'm saying? They don't fight the same. They're not the same height. I don't know where he's going with it, but it's okay. You know, people have to do what they do. They have to say what they're gonna say. I just don't gather how Tank is taking this fight with Garcia just to be prepared for Ryan Garcia. They're two different fighters. Like I said, if Hector Garcia was fighting Ryan Garcia, nobody wouldn't be automatically give Ryan Garcia the win. It'd be like a 50-50 fight because they're unsure. Both of these fighters has never really stepped in there with somebody on the level of Tank. But have they stepped in there with a level fighter of someone equal or greater than themselves? I don't know. I can say Garcia has. Garcia stepped in there with Chris Colbert. But when I look over there for Ryan Garcia, I'm not sure who I can say that he stepped in there with that was equal to greater. I can't say Luke Campbell because Luke Campbell had already taken some L's, right? But with Chris Colbert, he was undefeated. So I will put him on an equal to greater playing field skill-wise with Hector Garcia, who pulled off the upset. So I'll have to give 60-40 to Hector Garcia. You know what I'm saying? 60-40, 70-30. I'm just not going off the flash and the videos and the speed and the looks and the Hollywood and the damn IG and the 9 million plus IG followers and shit. Okay. I can be a little hard-headed. You're damn right. This is a dysfunctional relationship with boxing. I'm going to be respectful with my language in your chat. Well, you know, I put it to you this way, right? I can't. It'll be a huge bit of hypocrisy if I told you to be respectful and you just making an opinion. You know what I'm saying? You are inserting an opinion back to me. I don't care. It's all good because it's been some wars on here. Hey, it happens in the sport. It happens in the debates. So don't let me, act like I got a silver tongue. You know what I'm saying? Like my shit is freaking dipped in the damn water of righteousness. That ain't it. You know what I'm saying? That ain't it right there. And you know how it goes, man. You're a freaking vet. You know how I can be with the language. People get cussed out. Hey, what's going on, Alexander? How you feeling? Alexander on deck on a Friday. What's good? This is gonna be something unique. I'm still trying to figure out if I'm gonna stop in DC. You know what I'm saying? I'm still trying to figure it out. Am I gonna stop in DC or not? I already got the green light to pull up. I'm still trying to see if I really want to pull up. You know what I'm saying? This is gonna be a heavy fight card. I still have plenty of time from this evening to tomorrow to figure this out. You know what I'm saying? Let me see what's here. This is what I'm gonna do. I want to take whoever, choose to. I want to get your take on, the events, man, on this, everybody may weigh in. So I just want to get your synopsis on, your manifesto of some of these fights. They beat their opponent tonight. Who would you like to see them fight? As far as the scheme of things, like who would you want to see them fight moving forward? Would you want to see them fight this person to try to get a fight with somebody, or you just want to, like Andrade? I really want to see him fight a Charlo because they have history. He's been somewhat bald because of poor business decisions, so to speak, they say. I just want him to get his opportunity. I don't think that Canelo will recognize him just because he's going in here and fighting Demond Nicholson. I don't know if they'll put Demetrius Andrade in there with Edgar Berlanga. I mean, come on now. You feel me? Like, what's next for Andrade? He looks good in this fight. Who's next for him? Benavidez is going in there with Plant, which is a big name. Um, I don't expect him, Anthony Durrell, to come back anytime soon after that knockout. Um, I don't know, man. I don't know, but I'm gonna be honest with you. I hope Andrade looks very, very solid and he shows out, so he can get back on track so people can give him the respect that they've been talking about. At one point in time, they were saying, oh man, when he was at 60, Andrade is one of the most underappreciated, underrated fighters out here. His skill set, man, he can fight. Real talk. He's one of the best out here. And then he kind of slipped off the radar. He had a fight nobody was paying attention to, nor did they want to have a dialogue about in boxing topics because they just thought he was irrelevant. But now he signs with Showtime. He gets a fight with Damon Nicholson, and I truly believe it's a start to something. He goes in here and look nice. I think it's a start to something. It may be to put him in there with Amal Charlo. Seriously, I think it. I think it may be. That'd be great. Tank needs to fight someone. How long has that regular belt? 3 years. That's one of the reasons why I don't want to pay 75. I heard fake quacks in the background. How dare you, man? Don't. How dare you with the goddamn what they call it, the word play. You know what I'm saying? The word play. You heard some faint quacks. Hey, you trying to say Tank Davis is a part of the Duck Masters Coalition? So let me ask you this, Fishy. So if you're saying you heard some quacks in the background, I'm not sure where it's coming from. I'm not sure who would emote those quacks though. Would it be Devin Haney situation because he's tied in with Lomachenko? Um, who would be considered the quack quack goose? Who? Who would be that? It can't be Devin Haney because he's locked in with Lomachenko, I think. You know what I'm saying? So he's been locked in with Cambosis for 2, and then he's locked in for Lomachenko. So for him to fight somebody special, Teofimo Lopez moved up to 140. We already seen freaking Javier Fortuna. There's a lot of fighters that used to be down there. They gone. Shakur Stevenson, I don't think he came into the picture as being a duck because he just took a resident at 135. So I don't know who would emote that. You know what I'm saying? What's going on, Blunts?
Big Blunts in boxing. What's the deal, combat, man? What's going on, man? You excited? I'm
Good,
excited.
good. Yeah, I'm excited, man. I'm excited for the fight for sure, man. As much as I would want, it's crazy. I'm looking forward to out of the 12 fight card. I guess I'm just looking forward to maybe 3 of the fights: Andrade, Ennis, and Javante.
Andrade, Ennis, and Javante. What do you feel about? I'm hearing, a few people say that they feel as though there may be at least one upset on that card. What do you feel about Ellis's fight and that dude he's going up against?
Like I tell people, when somebody say they're not sold on somebody, it's not saying that they can't fight. I'm just not sold because I haven't spent enough time to focus in on him. He's been out
Yeah.
of sight, out of mind. A lot of people give him mad credit. He's undefeated. But just like he was going back and forth with Boots, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then he seemed to get overly agitated. And then Boots say, "Look at him, he mad." I'm like, "Damn, why are you so mad? You're not even fighting Boots right now, dog. What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? Do you want him to be your future opponent or not? Okay, stop acting like both of y'all ain't fighters. Both of y'all are fighters, dog.
Yeah.
This ain't freaking URL, motherfucking rap battle.
Shout out to
Nigga
URL,
that
man.
acting like Tay Rock and shit,
He
man.
acting like Tay Rock. Hey, man, I gotta, man, look. I pay goddamn what $8-9 a month to that URL shit. That's some serious shit. But yeah, man, this definitely ain't that. And and you know they just I don't know. Did you watch all the way to where they was doing the little interviews after the weigh in? You see, Boost got up there. They had a discussion with the four gentlemen, and he didn't mention Rashidi when they, you know, when of course he said he won't Spence, can't get Spence, he won't Bud, and then he listed off if he can't
if he can't get Bud, he'll take the winner of
a
Ortiz
Virgil,
Stanfield.
yeah, or Thurman, Ugas, and all that. He never said nothing about no Rashidi, man, and I
Because
don't
he
know,
believes he's irrelevant, dog.
for real, yeah,
Rashidi isn't irrelevant. Look, truth be told, him and Boots are in the same position. Truth be told, Rashidi Ellis
yeah,
has he has 24 victories, right? And Jerron Ennis has 29. But really have nobody to the point where they can have bragging rights. So they pretty much in the same boat a little bit.
yeah. Boost would just be the more active of the two and the more dominant finisher of the two. You know what I'm saying?
Correct.
But pretty much, yeah, same boat. Um,
But I'm talking. I'm not talking about physical attributes. I'm speaking more on the report card. That's what I'm
right,
speaking about. I'm
absolutely.
speaking about their boxing ledger. That's all I'm speaking on. Like when it comes down to who they have on paper, it's really nothing to brag about.
Yeah,
But as far as the eye test, yeah, people are gonna say Boots is the better fighter because more people are tuned in to who he is. They Boots. He's the next rising star, dog.
yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah, more active and of course he
Got to cut that
finishes
light
in
on in there.
he finishes in an outstanding fashion. So of course a lot more
What
people
now?
are more hit the. I was just saying, yeah, he more finishes on Boo's part, more active than Rashidi. So of course more people are gonna be drawn to him um, than Rashidi. But I don't know. I that little hype at the table and all that. It kind of had me intrigued, and I was curious, especially after seeing that type of condition they were in. I don't know for whatever reason I saw Rashidi fight before, and I'm used to seeing him look a lot bigger than 47. He, you know what I'm saying? I'm curious to see how he's gonna rehydrate just because of how I've seen him before. I could have swore I seen him with a lot more meat on his bones. Um, but they both came in fantastic shape. They both look great. So I mean, just based off of how they look and how they was talking, I definitely wouldn't mind seeing that next. But I definitely think Rashidi might need a little bit more
People
time,
gonna
a few more
the people
fights.
have to want to see it.
Yeah. And yeah, people out there want to see it.
Yeah, go ahead.
Um, but I don't think Rashidi is. I really don't think Rashidi Rashidi ready. You heard Boots. Boots was like, "Look, we can go fight right now," and he knew like Rashidi wasn't really on that. You know what I'm saying? He at least smile. He see his face and all that shit. He know he wasn't really like that. But man, that's something I'm interested in. I'm intrigued about that fight. Uh, but I get Boost's projection as far as what he wants to do next and where he wants to go after this fight. I'm yeah, that's what I'm on right now, man. And I think Karen. I watched a couple of Karen fights today, and just like Greg Hackett said, I think Karen is a regular hoagie. No mayonnaise, no oil, no mustard. Just a regular ass hoagie. And this is. I'm hoping this is.
I can't even. I can't even. I can't even damn relate to that freaking analogy. That deals with eating. Ugh. I don't even eat a hoagie with white bread. To be honest, use wheat. Goddamn it, shit. But you said a regular hoagie with no mayonnaise and mustard and shit.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Shout
So
out
look,
Bruce Gas Boxing, bro. I
yeah,
know what
man.
you're
Shout
talking
out Bruce,
about, though.
man.
I feel you, bro.
Yeah. So I went ahead and I put my 100 on it, man. I went ahead and put my 100 on Boots get win within rounds 1 to 6,
What?
and Javante
Okay.
getting the win from anywhere from round 7 to 12. So That's a nice little
Mm,
payout. I put 100 on it. The payout's
okay.
about 286. So I'm thinking,
Okay.
somebody on one of the dudes that was interviewing Hector's coach said that they think Tank's gonna get him out of there early, but like uh like Hector's coach responded, um, I think it's gonna be a tough fight, a competitive fight. Hector said, he Tank woke him up with that push. He got him alert, and you could tell he just, like I said earlier on your stream, he seemed just real cautious, real alert. I put on two when I saw slow mo. You could see his reflexes damn near. He ain't know what was finna come, but he was preparing and bracing himself like he ain't know if Tank was gonna punch on him or not. And you could just see like small movements, his hand shaking. He's aware, man, and I definitely don't think that we he Rolly had success up into the 6th round, throwing all power shots and not really having the boxing ability that Hector has. Hector's a good boxer. And to hear his coach say that he's seen Tank spar hundreds of rounds, so he knows, he's seen Tank in there with different size guys. They're aware. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying. They're aware. I definitely think that Hector's gonna make it to at least 10. At least 10. Um, so all this people 3-4 rounds. I mean, Boost even said he think Tank gonna get him out of there in 4 or 5 rounds, maybe 3, 4, 5 rounds. I don't see it happening, man. I see Hector surviving. It's a southpaw against a southpaw matchup. I'm curious to see how that's gonna go. Um, Hector is known. I did see a fight where Hector had got dropped, I think, by another southpaw in the 1st round. So I'm curious, but he went ahead to pull off the victory. I think he's gonna be ready, man. I think he's gonna be focused and prepared. And he goes. He what do you say? The land of Nod. He's gonna go to the land of Nod, but it's gonna be a minute, man. We're gonna get a nice little fight. And
Okay.
if
I hear you.
anybody
I
think
think it's
about
gonna
betting,
end like four or less.
okay,
I
man.
think it's gonna
Look,
end
if
like four or less.
if you right, OG, that's gonna fuck my bet all up, man. So I'm personally hoping you wrong, man. That's what, you know what I'm saying. Nothing against you, but I'm hoping you wrong. You know what I'm saying? Just because I got some money on the line. You know what I'm saying? I can't even accept that kind of energy. Otherwise, it may very well happen, and then I'll be all hurt. I'm gonna have to smoke like 5, 6 blunts. It's gonna be a rough night, but I don't know,
Hey,
man.
and check this out, Blunt. And then I look at it like this too. If Hector Garcia was saying that Tank woke him up just from grabbing his collar and pushing him, then man, he already fucked up. Like, dude, you should already be wide awake. You should be woke inside and out. You know who? Do you know who you dealing with? Have you him? You seen him? Come on, bro. Like this dude ain't just knocking out. They're
Yeah, he definitely should have already been hip, already been alert and awoke. But I think he said something about he don't really get into the pre-fight antics and all that. But I definitely I don't know. Maybe he feels like that those antics from Tank really surprised him. He didn't know he was going to get that, which I don't know why he didn't think he was going. Why he wouldn't think he was going to get that? Because Tank tried to flex in front of his face and all that when they had that first little face off, and I don't know. He definitely. I feel like you're right, man. He definitely should have been on one, ready, expect anything, grabbed, get pushed, get touched, anything. But I don't know. We gonna see, man. You better walk into that ring awake on high alert and stay that way for as long as he can. But
Are
yeah,
you
if
talking
any
about
of y'all think
Garcia?
about betting, talking about Garcia. If any of y'all think about betting, man, parlay that Tank, um, and Jerome win in them rounds, man. I feel like that's a very safe and wise bet to make. I was considering betting on Andre, but I don't know. I don't know. He's coming. What ain't he coming up in weight? I don't know, man. I'm curious to see how that fight's gonna go. I feel like the mind ain't playing. I mean, I'm from out here in Laurel. Laurel ain't number 15 minutes from where I grew up at in Columbia, and that's damn near DMV down there by PG County, DC, and all that. So I know he coming with some dog, and I had some crazy ass little homeboys growing up. So I definitely think the mom gonna try to present Andre with some problems, but I think Andre, just experience wise and all that, he gonna have enough to figure him out and get past him. But you never know. Of course, it's boxing; anything can happen. Um, but I definitely, when it came to Damon, for me to feel comfortable betting any money on him, so I left that alone. The same thing with Rashidi; ain't seen him in a while, and just wasn't too sure about it. So I left them dudes alone, man. I don't feel like they really safe bets unless you know what's going on. But yeah, y'all tap in, man. Get that money, man. You got to spend
Can you
money
hear
to
me?
make money. Oh yeah, I can hear you now. You sound good. What's going on?
Can you hear me, bro?
Yeah, can you
Oh
hear me?
no, Alexander was saying that the audio was.
I can
Yeah,
hear you now.
everything you break up though. It's probably your Bluetooth though.
Who Bluetooth me? I plugged in. I'm wired up now. So.
You don't,
Oh yeah, they saying you breaking up.
huh?
They saying you breaking up. Hey, you might have to click on my name. Click on my name on your
Can you hear
on
me?
your. I can hear you. It should be like three little dots for the settings on me, and see if my echo cancellation is um on your computer, on your settings. I figured that out last night when I was streaming live. You click on somebody's name, and sometimes you got to turn their settings off. If you got, a person joins the panel, you
Yeah.
click on their name, edit their mic settings, turn off echo cancellation, or sometimes you got to turn off auto adjust mic volume, and it'll affect how you transmit and how they. It's just, I don't know. So you might have to play around with that sometimes when your audio gets tripping. Play with my settings or your personal settings on the echo
No,
cancellation and
you. I
auto
mean, you don't
adjust.
echo. You don't echo cancellation, man.
All right, but if you have issues, sometimes if you uncheck it, it'll clear it. It'll stop it. You know what I'm saying? So it's worth a shot. Because that's what happened last night. We was having some issues. Some
I
dude's
can hear
audio
you
was
just
messing up.
fine. Us go out.
Yeah, your audio was kind of tripping. I'm saying if you do it on yours, you turn your own off. It might fix your audio, or it might fix my audio, vice versa. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes you play around with them, it'll clear it up. Versus leaving out, coming back in, and all that.
Let's see.
But yeah, man, I'm excited, man. Booz gave that man a long stare
I'm
down,
just trying to
man.
check some out right quick.
Yeah, you good.
You can hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you talk a little bit. Sound a little muffled.
You
You
say you
turn
can hear
setting
me
off.
now?
Yeah, it sounds clear. You good. Sounds good.
You said it sounds a little muffled.
I don't know. We got a little delay. We got a little
Cause
delay.
it seemed like I got a delay with your
Yeah, yeah.
response.
Yeah. I'm getting a delay. It's like it's taking you a second to hear what I've already said. But you sound good though. Yeah. Y'all make sure y'all smash the like button, man. Smash the like button for the OG one time, man. Really been in the field. Y'all heard the story earlier, man. Y'all heard he was out there. He seen the Brian Norman and Bud Spartan, man. He been out here in these streets. He been out here in the boxing field, man. Go ahead, smash that like button, support the channel, hit the bell icon. Make sure you subscribe. If you can, donate to the Cash App. Show your support for the channel. You know what I mean? Show your support for combat. Really be getting out here and making it happen, man. So make sure you do that. It's all love, though. A big homie. No weird light skinned niggas and none of that bad energy. We don't fuck with that. Shout out E Thriller to go. Combat, you good? Technical difficulties, ladies and gentlemen. Bear with Combat for a moment. You know, we out here in the mobile headquarters in Baltimore as we speak, getting ready to pull up, make a key for a Nissan real quick. You know, Big Blunt's the locksmith. You know, we in Baltimore right now. Cut the camera on, show y'all the streets. Y'all want to see what it look like. I mean, we in Baltimore right now though. About to bang right on Spruce Street. 21226, I believe. That's where we at, you know. Let's see.
I don't know what was going on, man. God damn.
Yeah, you good now. Sound great right now.
Can you hear me clear now?
Hear you clear as
Shit.
day.
God damn,
Yes, sir.
bro.
Yes, sir.
But yeah, yeah, we'll see what's happening with Rashidi, bro. Cause it's all about the popularity contest. More people know Ryan Garcia than they know Rashidi. Um, so we'll see how he look and what the fight, what how people grade his performance,
Mm-hmm.
and will him and Boots, be the next in the ring together because that's a good way to prolong his IBF mandatory wins, though. You
Yes.
know what I'm
Agreed.
saying? That's gonna matter when it comes to the sanctioning body. They strip fighters all the time for the IBF, not doing their mandatory. So we'll see what's up with that.
Hey, Combat. You know, I was with Balash last night. We was overlooking the well, I was playing the Sean Porter interview on Fight Hype. I guess Sean Porter came out and said some things. He was live at the time, I believe. If I had known, I wouldn't even went live. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't like missing the shows and nothing like that. But man, we was talking about it last night, and Sean Porter was basically saying that he believes the fight, the undisputed fight, and I don't mean to stray off topic or nothing like that, but he believes the fight will happen at 54, and belts don't matter. He was saying shit like the belts don't matter. It's about the history. They're gonna fight at 54. Um, but we listened to the and that shit blew my mind. I was like, what the fuck is he talking about? He ain't making no damn sense. This sound crazy as hell. I don't believe that. He think we don't get the fight at 47. If we do get it, it happens at the next division up. But we listened to what Buzz said in the post-fight press conference, and I don't know how I didn't tie this shit together or even think about it, but Buzz said he's gonna go on vacation, right? Which is what he's doing right now. He's in Thailand. We watch his Instagram. You see he's been in Thailand damn near over a week now. So he said he was gonna go on vacation and he looks to get back in the ring April or May. Right. So it's like, we heard what Errol said about April, his little fluke ass story, which came out after the December 10th fight. And he said April or May. You know what I mean? So I just want to say this, you know what I'm saying? Because this is what I was saying last night that, of course I think it's gonna happen. Again, if both fighters are available and plan to fight in April, Errol it's Errol who's gonna be the duck if he don't fight. But I feel like I don't see, and this is what I was telling Balash, I don't see how this wasn't a thing people was talking about. I mean, or why it's just so much like why would Sean say he don't think we're gonna get the fight at 47 or it's not gonna happen if both these dudes want to fight at the same time and it can happen. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I don't know if you were I'm sure you've seen the post fight press conference and all that, but what your thoughts was on that? You know what I mean? Does that give you any sliver of hope? You know what I mean? Or faith? That if they both got plans to be back in April, why they wouldn't do it together? Like people just know how
Well,
crazy
let me
that would
say
look.
this, man. Let me say this. You asked me, does that give me any sliver of hope? I'm gonna be respectful, man. Like, try not to use $8 words over here because I have difficulty trying to understand that shit.
A sliver.
So a sliver, you know what I'm saying? When you say sliver, that's people just get all confused. Like, what is he talking about? Sliver. But
Uh,
to answer your question, y- Sean Porter, man, he been with PBC for a long time, and he pretty much kind of know, or I assume that he may know what the business travels are. You know what the arrangements, what it's looking like, what people talking about behind the scenes. And if he said he don't think it's going to happen, at 47, it's a reason behind that. I don't think he's trying to play any hocus pocus. You know what I'm saying? Of pretty much trying to keep us in limbo for no reason. Why would he do that? This fight has been talked about too long.
I
So for
think
Sean to say it's gonna happen at 154, I put it out there. I put that shit out there that the fight is gonna probably happen at 154 without the belts. And just like Alexander said, he said history will remember the two dogs in the ring, not that it was for all the belts via what Sean Porter said. And that makes a lot of sense, man. I mean, this fight is just fizzling away. It's fizzling away, man.
okay. So um and for those who might have questions about sliver, you know what I'm saying? That's just a little piece of something, you know what I'm saying? A little piece, a little glimmer of hope, you know, for anybody who might be like, what the hell is he talking about? But um okay, I just wanted to see what your thoughts was on it. Again, they both got plans to be back in April. That's just, to me, that's even more concrete evidence that it's going down, that they wanted and they're gonna make it happen. Um, and yeah, me
One thing about
personally,
concrete there, Blunts. One thing about concrete, that shit sinks to the bottom, right? I'm just letting you know.
hey, that shit dry and get solid quick though, and it take, what I mean. Hey,
I'm
look,
just saying, concrete, it sinks to the bottom of the basin, dog, and nobody even know it's down there, dog. Like that's what it does, bro.
hey, and look, right, and I mean, I can't get behind the people not going to remember the belts to talk about the belts. This I feel like the belts is a hot topic right now. The belts is, so you got people saying belts don't matter. You got people saying it's about the legacy. You got, some people care about the belt. Some people don't. You got Boost who want to fight Spence so he can have most of the belts. He want to have more. He don't want to fight Bud because he don't want to have just one belt. He want more pieces of the pie. You got Devin Haney who went through all this, getting on the pound for pound list and being the undisputed, who's really undisputed, going over to Australia 2 times, defending the belts. You got Jamel Charlo going through his war to gain all the belts. And again, this is the road where Spence was telling Bud, you need to get a belt. They made it about belts. Your first time undisputed. You look at Bud's accolades, it involves belts. He's already been undisputed, 2-time undisputed. We know it. I can't get behind the belts ain't gonna matter. Nobody's gonna talk about the belts when they talk about this fight. The first thing they gonna say is this was for undisputed, first time or 2-time. Again, we getting the first boxing game we've got in over a decade. Supposed to be one of the best boxing games we've gotten since Fight Night Champion, and they went from changing the name from ES whatever it was to undisputed. You know what I'm saying? So it's a thing about. I'm saying this gonna be the best. Come on, man, it's gonna be the best hand-to-hand combat. Joint that's gonna drop. Y'all a little older. Y'all don't really be on the on the
I
on the
know, I
on the
know what you're talking about.
on the,
Like
on the
the game,
joints like that. You know what I
I
mean?
know
But
exactly what you're talking about. The game supposed to come out 2 years ago.
and it's that fire and it's coming
It,
out this year in
I
2023.
get it.
So
I'm like
so
the
so when you see
undisputed
you
man.
getting undisputed the game, you getting undisputed the fight. I mean, I just can't get behind the belts don't matter. It's the history that's gonna keep it alive. It could still happen at 54. It's not gonna have the same it's not gonna have that same hit. That same hit factor if it's at 54 for no belts. That's just not. It's not even gonna look the same. It's just gonna look like a scrap. And don't nobody we don't want to see that.
Why
We
you
want to
say
see.
that? Why you say that?
I
Why you
feel
say it ain't
like
gonna look the same?
because they not.
Because he
It's
greedy.
not
Because both
champions.
fighters,
It's
both
it's not.
both for Arrow and Crawford, both Arrow and Crawford, it's not a two-way street as if they both need it. Only one of them need it. The other one has already accomplished that. It's not like
Right.
both of them are trying to make an undisputed berth. They're not trying to make an undisputed berth, man. Like Crawford has already accomplished this shit. So for him, it's just another part of his legacy. He's already champion at 47. So if he come undisputed, so be it.
Exactly. I can agree with that. Right. But at the same time, it's like you put in Spence, you put in all this work. You know what I'm saying? You put in all this work, all these years. You don't just let 5 years flush down the toilet and move on up. Or fight somebody you say you don't want to fight, you never gonna fight, and then you know for a fact that you can get out of that fight if you fight Bud. It just don't make no sense to me why anybody would just drop that shit and just scoot on along. I just can't picture that, man. I really can't picture. I don't get how anybody could get behind that.
You been paying attention to Earl Spence's career?
I'm paying attention to the fact that there's a fight that can be made for undisputed. That's what I'm paying attention to. I'm paying attention to the fact that however he got the belts, accidents, whatever the fuck, he got the belts. He came back through whatever adversity he went through. He fought. He put it on the line for his family, for himself. He's made progress. He's done what he's done. And it's time to answer to the last sensei, the last master. It's just like playing the game and getting to the last, the last dude you got to defeat. And the dude sitting behind the thing talking to you crazy, trying to see if you're gonna jump out there and do it. And I think he got a little bit of respect for him, but I just can't see nobody walking away from this.
He stopped playing story mode a while ago, bro. He went online and just started playing other niggas. He stopped playing story mode. He ain't beat the game. And he ain't gonna beat the game, bro. Like, I don't see that fight. Unless he just man up and say, I'm fighting Bud next, man. I don't see it.
Dub 100 on deck. Hey man, like I said before, some of these boxing topics is an abusive relationship, and you prove that, Blunts. You prove how abusive the relationship is because you're up here disappointed at why something so simple hasn't came to reality yet. It seems so simple. Like you don't understand how it would make sense for them with the belts to not fight right now, and it wouldn't make any difference if they fought at 154. And I hear what you're saying, but at the end of the day, man, Al Heyman is the one that's running things, and boxing is a business. So it might be an underlining measure as to why he's unwilling to get this fight made. It may be something else. It might be something that he knows about Errol that he don't want to let out to the public, that he's trying to keep Errol in possession of belts, make that money so he can get paid. I don't know. He may not be done with Errol at 147, so he don't want them belts to be, put in a position where Crawford fights without locking Crawford into a 2-fight deal or something. I think that's the whole deal. If Crawford would have signed on for a multi-fight deal, Al Heyman may have had a bit more leniency. You know what I'm saying? I mean, but Crawford didn't want number one fight.
Yeah.
And my thing is they allow Canelo to get away with it, but he's trying, not to allow it to repeat itself and let Crawford get away with it.
Well, somebody said last night that, Boo Boo came back to Showtime, so, clearly PBC, they forgive and they forget. You know what I mean? So, I don't know. But I would think, it could be water under the bridge and they move forward and make it happen, man. Like I said, man, I don't understand. And hearing Sean Porter say that shit, it just made me feel like, how could they just throw it away and go up, man? That fight, I don't see how that fight has the same. I feel like it'll be lackluster if they, if they go up there and they fight at 54. They're not champions. There's no belts on the line. It's like, for what?
Plus,
it's just to see them get it in.
We don't even have a fight at all. Like,
I think we do. Me personally, I think it's done. I think it's been done. I think it's it's a reason why Bud said April on December 10th. He wants to come back in April or May. He's taking his vacation. It appears as though Spence is taking his vacation. He's out on the beach. Yada yada yada. His plans are to come back in April. It sounds to me like. And again, I felt like it's been done months and months and months and months ago when we saw based off PBC's YouTube channel when they posted Uga's fight to come out. They had it in April. You know, everything, I feel like all that shit is a ruse, insurance fraud on the accidents, maybe not even insurance fraud, maybe, you know, it just is what it is. I mean, I feel like it's been, I just can't believe, I can't understand how people get behind it's not gonna happen, or it's done, it's over with. I look for the no's and the reasons why it can't, and I don't find them. I find a whole bunch of mights and maybes and all this. Everything else I see is like concrete as to why they gonna fight each other.
What's concrete? That's speculation, bro. Speculation ain't concrete. That's speculation. Speculation, just because they both on vacation, doesn't mean it's a fight going to be made and they're coming back and they're going to jump in fight camp at the same dates, because they fighting each other. It's nothing out there that tells us that. Nothing. I see one fighter shadow boxing and on the beach, and I see another fighter, you know, in a lawn chair on the beach doing whatever. You know what I'm saying? One looks like he's ready to go, and we don't know for certain if they fighting on the same date.
Waka flocka, man. Hey, Combat, what you think about that Rashidi Ellis boots?
Who playing music? Who playing music in the
hold on.
Because that's gonna pick up on my the algorithm. So Doug 100, I see you Porter wanted the belts. He's trying to protect Spence. I don't know, man. They are good friends, him and Crawford. So I don't know why he would be trying to protect Spence if him and Crawford are good friends. He said Porter a liar. Porter said when he was fighting that the WBC was the belt he wanted and the prestige. He got it. You know, he got the belt. He just didn't keep it long. That's all. You know, he picked it up. He didn't keep it long. And he came off of it just like Danny came off his belt. He came off his belt to Keith Thurman. So, and just like Errol Spence about to come off his belt, they're freaking bud if they do fight at 147. But I mean, I don't think the fight gonna happen. I'm a hold true to that, and you know, it does no good for you to stress out over it. They're blunts.
For me, Combat.
What now?
I said, say that again for me.
No, I was saying for the Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford situation, the saga will continue, but you shouldn't stress out over it, because in the next 60 days or something to that nature, we should hear something. We should hear something pertaining to an official announcement for Errol Spence on who he's fighting.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? And if it's not Crawford, then you know it's just more thumbnails is gonna go up for these fools to sit up here and say what they gotta say. That's all.
Hey, and I'm done with if it's not Terrence Crawford, I don't want to hear I don't want to hear nothing from a single Spence fan about. I don't want to hear no kind of excuse from under the sun. I don't want to hear nothing. I don't want to hear nothing, man. I don't want to hear nothing at all, man. If it ain't Bud, y'all finna see a different blunts. I'm finna go around the YouTube streets causing real terror and havoc. On my mama, on my kids, I ain't lying. I'm finna go around causing real terror and havoc. Y'all not finna sit up here and tell me this man did not duck. You came out with them shirts. You let this man sit up here and tell you, spin the block multiple times. He was finna drop you off where you stand at. He talking about make it public. I'm gonna fillet you, this, that, and the third. You come on, man. I don't want to hear none of that. And if you fight Thurman, I don't want to hear none of that. You the meanest duck since there was ducking. I swear on my mama, y'all gonna see something different, boy. I'm be around here getting into it with everybody. I'm be making videos all 2023. Joining panels, I'm pressing the link, I'm offering the link. I'm here. You can hit the button. It's nothing you can tell me. Y'all sat up here, y'all slandered this man. Y'all went on a mean slanderous campaign talking about this man. They made up lies on this man. I watched big name boxing YouTube channels make up lies and shit on this man, Bud. And this man ain't do nothing but what the fuck he was supposed to do. He ain't do nothing but handle his business. He ain't do nothing but keep it real, be thorough. I don't see no ducking. I went back. I watched Mean Machine fight again last night. I saw what he said after the fight. I seen what he said after the David fight. He ain't ducking nobody at PBC. He been wanted to make the fights. This man phone been on. I don't want to hear none of that. I don't want to hear none of that. Spence need to strap his motherfucking shoes on.
But why you turning up blunts and the fight ain't even close to being announced?
This is what I'm saying. Cause nah, look. You know I feel like it's already done. But I don't even like it. Just don't make sense to me how none of them could feel like Spence gonna be a duck if he don't fight that man. And I know they're gonna get on here tripping.
I know there's 1,000 scenarios that you can come up with as why they're not gonna think that Spence a duck. Got it. I understand, but right now all you're doing is just retreading rough waters, bro. Because it's nothing coming downstream that's gonna let us know that this fight is close to being announced. So you just making ripples in the motherfucking stream. That's it. That's all you doing.
Hey, combat. Oh, yo, Blunt saying if he find out that Spencer duck, he sound like a man that ain't never had his heart broken by a woman yet. It's coming.
Come on, man. I'm a smooth player, man. I don't get my heart broke, man. I don't get my heart broke, man. Maybe that's what it is, man. I'm so hopeful.
I'm comparing that to the way. This is a comparison to if you don't get this Bud Spence fight, that's what I'm gonna compare you to. Cause I know you're gonna be out here just mad. And
I'm be scoring, man. I'm be scoring, man. I'm be real mad, man.
Yeah,
I'm going on. I'm hitting the streets.
Hey fellas, I'm gonna be on a little bit later, but I wanted this to be the weigh-in stream before
for sure.
we be on here for 5 hours. So I'm gonna be back on a little bit later. You know what I'm saying? And for a boxing stream. I want Blunts to cool down. It's a Friday. I know Blunts goddamn he on a thou wow right now.
I was about to get there.
You know. He's about causing mass chaos and confusion in the YTC streets. If indeed the fight isn't announced in the next 60 days. You know what I'm saying?
I promise you.
And if it is announced and it's not the name Terrence Crawford, he's saying he's pretty much becoming Zorro. He's gonna pull up to each and every one of them with his mask on and goddamn be swinging a sword. I get it, bro.
I'm gonna have some shit, man.
Wrenches. You know, I gotta take Blunt's wrench. This nigga over here going crazy.
You can have that motherfucker. Take that motherfucker and shove it where the sun don't shine, baby. I'm coming, baby. I swear to God on my kids. They gonna see, bro. I'm not playing, bro. Appreciate you, Combat, man, for having us on, man.
Yeah, I'll be back on later, fellas. Appreciate everyone pulling up for the weigh-in live stream. I'll be back on later. Salute everyone that's in the building. WCS, man. Big salute. Y'all turn up and tune in and continue to support the channel. And hit the likes on the way out the building. I appreciate you.